This video discusses strategies for teaching students skills needed for making presentations. The purpose of this video is to provide specific ideas and strategies teachers can use to teach students skills for designing and delivering effective presentations. Presentation skills are part of the English Language Arts standards within the Common Core state standards. When students provide classroom presentations, it can encourage purposeful speaking and engaged listening. During presentations, students demonstrate content knowledge, but the skills that go into preparing for that presentation, like writing with a purpose and for an audience, are useful across content areas. In addition, integrating a range of technology tools into presentations supports varied learners, such as developing skills and creating effective presentations. Specifically, the opportunity to make presentations provides students with multiple means of expression. However, we shouldn't take for granted that students know how to either make presentations or the technology within presentations. Thus, students can be taught to use technology tools to create multimedia presentations in the following ways. First, it is important to provide students with direct instruction in presentation methods. One strategy is for you to use a think aloud strategy, where you demonstrate your techniques for incorporating digital tools such as Google Docs, PowerPoint, and the interactive whiteboard into your presentations. Another strategy is to focus explicit instruction on how to use specific tools, which might be technology-based during your presentations. For example, you can help your students share exemplary audio and video presentations, pointing out tools and methods used by presenters. Demonstrate the functionality of various tools during live presentations. Finally, give students a set of criteria to consider when selecting technology-based presentation tools. Because some of your students are more adept at designing and giving presentations, it is important to differentiate instruction by providing step-by-step tutorials and models for various presentation tools. This allows more proficient students to explore additional resources available online. It is important for you as the teacher to help your students present for a variety of purposes. This includes discussing and providing models for different types of presentations, highlighting how tone, diction, and style are tied to the function of the presentation. You can help your students develop strategies for designing and delivering presentations in different scenarios. Have your students compare video clips of a descriptive or informative presentation, and then compare it with a video of a persuasive presentation, like an attorney's closing arguments to a jury. Engage and expand your students' concept of audience by highlighting how a presentation with the same purpose would vary for a different audience: formal versus informal, peer versus adult, academic versus personal. Have students present the same basic talk in multiple iterations, each with a different purpose: to persuade, to describe, to analyze, to inform, and provide them opportunity to give these presentations across content areas. It's extremely important to have your students use a rubric or feedback form to provide their classmates with feedback after their presentation. Add elements of speaking and listening to the latter stages of the writing process, which includes publishing, sharing, and evaluating. You can support your students' presentation skills within the writing process. Share early outlines of presentations and rehearse them with teachers, peers, and other adults to gather feedback and suggestions. Publish the students' work as podcasts or record in-class presentations to build a lecture or storytelling series. Evaluate the presenting student using a video or audio annotation tool and give a live play-by-play of the recorded presentation. You can also publish and share presentations to extend the community beyond the classroom with blogs, video logs, audio or video recorded live presentations, podcasts, and annotated audio video with mechanisms for giving feedback to the student. Pause here and consider the following in your notes or mind. To what extent have you taught students specific strategies for presenting with technology? When you are satisfied that you know this content, please continue to use PowerUp What Works.